Life on McKenzie Street is keeping warm during the winter and cool during the summer. It's fighting rats and roaches at night and the landlord during the day. It's disease, it's retardation, it's raising a family on $1,700 a year. Poverty in many ways is like quicksand, in that once you get stuck in it, it's almost an impossible dream to get out. Mrs. Minnie L. Davis and her 4 children have been living in the house behind me for the past 3 years. Mrs. Davis recently took me on a tour of the inside of her home.
Yeah, this is the living room, and Cleo's sleeping here, my little son. And the front door is not working good. And I had quite a time of getting the boss man to get me a wonderful, quite natural, my kid put it in. And I keep the biggest part of my groceries and the clothes, or what few little decent clothes I have. I keep them in here, and I put my clothesline up for dry clothes at night. And it's kind of hard to keep it clean for one thing, because the room is too small. And it's pretty junky and everything else. Children have the most plays in it. Come on, Lily. It's 4 rooms and 2 bedrooms, but quite naturally we had to make 3 out of the living room because it was too small for 3 bedrooms. And by me having 4 kids and myself, that it's not privacy, and we don't have enough room for anything else. And the middle room is have 1 clothes closet, but it's not big enough to put everything in it. And they have to put both the food all over the house, and clothes all everywhere. We don't have nowhere to put them, and I don't have no window curtains, so I have to use whatever I can. And my little girl, Princess and Tim, sleeps in here. And so it's kind of junky. It just don't look decent enough for anybody to live in, but I guess we can't do no better. And the next room is where I keep all my dirty clothes, and I sleep, me and my babies. Lisa sleeps in here. And I keep part of my food in here, which that's what it is over there. And that's to keep the rats out of it as much as I can. And it's so junky that it stays. I mean, I have more roaches than I do anything. I mean, I say, where you put it, you could say I have 5,000 roaches to each grain of salt. In the kitchen, wow, it's not nothing. I ain't even got no, I had to try to build me a place to put my dishes on, which you see how it looks. And the bathroom sits in the kitchen, and the kitchen is not sanitary. And it ain't nothing but a rat harbor, a roach harbor. And boy, you can't tell what all they couldn't be. It was in a way for the snakes to come in. Boy, I would have them. Come over, it fell through the floor a couple of times. The bathtub is leaking, and I have to wash in the bathtub because I have no wash machine, and it's hard to take a bath when you're trying to do a wash in it. So I don't know how we're going to do it, because you can't keep the rats out, because all the walls, I mean, the wall is ceiling. You can look outside the door up through the wall.
Mrs. Davis's home is almost identical to her neighbors' homes, the inside, that is. They call them shotgun houses, which means you can literally take a shotgun, shoot it through the front door, and blow out the back door. They all stand on weak, flimsy foundations. Because the exterior is so bad, they offer the occupants little more than shelter. However, poverty not only affects the style of the house, because on McKenzie Street, it also means disease.
Ms. Whitaker, I wonder, could you explain to me your financial situation in terms of welfare?
Well, I don't have no kind of income. And all the help that I can get, I have a young daughter.
Are you on welfare?
No, I'm not on welfare. I went and tried to get on welfare. I went to the old courthouse twice, and they sent me out the park, and I've been out there about 5 or 6 times. But they didn't put me on, and they just said, why? And so, see, I had to pay cab fare to go out there. But see, that would take up my rent money. And I finally got $6 behind in rent. And so I just had to do the best I can by trying to catch it back up. And they supposed to send me a notice, you know, to come back down there, but I never did get a notice from down there. Well, see, the man, he charges $10 a week for rent. Okay, and you pay your own light and gas bill. Okay, well, my light's been cut off and gas too twice. Okay, I didn't have the money to pay it. And see, I'm not able to work. And in health, and then this rash that I have on, I can't even go to a grocery store, you know, to even buy anything when I get hold of some money.
Why not?
Because they're scared of this rash. While I was at the park, and 8 doctors examined me at one time, and they said it was just a rash from taking blood transfusion when I got hurt in the car wreck. And so I didn't have the money to keep going back and forth out there.
You said you don't have an income. How do you manage to pay your rent and so forth and make your bills?
Well, just different people to help me out a little bit. But see, they get where they can't help me. That's when my rent get behind, my light bill gets cut off, and my gas.
Would you like to be on welfare?
I've been trying to get on there because I really need the help.
The families that live in these homes rent for $10 a week, with the landlord paying the water bills. One man and his son, who live at 1223 McKenzie, have lived here since 1951. They've paid in excess of $9,000 in rent. The father told me he's never considered buying the house. The landlord is Mr. W.R. McCarley. He bought most of these homes in 1951 and has rented them out ever since. I interviewed him recently about his ownership and about some of the problems. Have the houses proved to be a good investment?
Yeah.
Have they?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. Do you have any problems in collecting your rent? And if so, what are they?
Yeah. There's that woman right there with me some back rent now. This very one here right here does.
How do you go about collecting it?
Well, I just out to beg them to pay me, get rent and stuff like that. Just ask them to. I've never been there. I never get no notice to move out of it.
My welfare check, this is where I think that's a lot.
Well, some of the residents have told me that the only way they can get their houses repaired is to withhold their rent. Is that true?
That ain't true at all.
Yes,
You know that's
yes, it is.
that she's behind her the rent and stuff like that, if that's what you want to call it.
3 months.
Have you ever had any contact with the health department? Has the health department ever contacted you?
No, ain't nobody ever go complain about it at all.
Do these residents ever complain to you about the house?
Well, just what she's saying up here now. She says her bathtub's out of shape.
Is she the only one to complain?
That's the only one I know anything about.
Is she,
Sewer line down there broke. Sewer line, old sewer line.
do many of them complain about the condition?
No. Just to get a sewer stopped up, I send the man down there, never done stop.
The tenants say landlord has no respect for them. He comes to collect his rent at any hour, Sundays, night, day, holidays. The landlord says the tenants don't pay. They're behind in rent, some of them as much as 3 weeks behind. These conflicts often lead to quarrels. But who's responsible for upgrading the standard of life on McKenzie? Is it the landlord, who might be out of thousands of dollars, or is it the tenant's responsibility, many of whom come from West Dallas and a situation not much different from this? Who bears the burden of blame? I think that question is about as meaningless as which came first, the chicken or the egg. The fact of the matter is the situation exists. It exists right here in Dallas, and something ought to be done about it.